Coming up on Unpeeled, a basketball legend shatters records.
We do a deep dive on the 65th Annual Grammy Awards.
We break down some amazing Black-owned beauty brands you need to know.
And one surprising TV show is becoming reality. All that and more, Unpeeled starts right now.
Welcome back to a Grammy-packed edition of Unpeeled. I'm MacGregor.
And I'm Silverman. Let's jump right into our top story. Armie Hammer is in headlines this week for the first time since he faced a series of sexual abuse allegations 2 years ago. Hammer reveals in an interview that he contemplated suicide after the allegations and that he was sexually abused by a youth pastor at 13.
And Hammer says that his cannibalistic fetishes originate from being sexually abused as a child. The actor also denies any criminal wrongdoing, but admits to being emotionally abusive towards former partners he met online. And the Grammys are currently dominating headlines with its results and celebrity appearances, but one group of women putting it center stage for a different reason. Classical piano player Nomi Abadi and other sexual assault survivors are calling out the music industry for its pattern of, quote, enabling and profiting off of sexual predators.
These women are calling for a reckoning where predators are removed from the industry and women are respected. The group features survivors who have alleged sexual assault claims against Steven Tyler, Marilyn Manson, and Backstreet Boys singer Nick Carter.
And another sports record has been broken. LeBron James is officially the highest scoring player in NBA history. The basketball icon achieved this moment last night at the game against OKC.
James has scored 38,388 points in his career, beating out former record holder Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The game came to a halt last night after he scored the record-breaking shot and overwhelmed LeBron brought to tears.
All right, now Leo, I know you're a way bigger basketball fan than me, and obviously I understand that this is a big deal, but can you explain to me, just the significance of it a little bit more?
Yeah, Mia, so this is honestly the creme de la creme of records broken in the NBA, the all-time scorer ever. So this record was held for 39 years, nearly 4 decades, by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And a lot of people thought LeBron might not even break this record early on in his career, but to get to see him do it was such a privilege. 38 years old, this guy's still balling out in the game of basketball. It's insane to me.
Wow, so it really sounds like this was a long time coming for LeBron, but I've also heard a lot of chatter about how this will affect the big debate over, who the real GOAT is. So I want to know, LeBron or MJ, just your take.
Wow, putting me on the spot here on the Unpeeled Spotlight, that's crazy to me. Well, LeBron grabbing that scoring title, I think I do finally have to put the claim in here, and I'm going to put my claim in very simply here for everybody. LeBron James is the greatest of all time. Congratulations, King. He's my GOAT and Unpeeled's GOAT forever.
Well, there you have it. And in a recent interview, Sam Smith shared that they are still facing public backlash after coming out as non-binary. The singer changed their pronouns to they, them in 2019, but says the transition hasn't been easy.
Smith is also sparking controversy over their recent Grammy performance. Smith took to the stage at the annual awards show to perform a devil-filled rendition of their song Unholy. The internet exploded with many critics calling the performance racy, and even Elon Musk saying the performance signaled the, quote, end of days.
Leo, it is so disheartening to see queer artists like Smith facing discrimination for, simply being themselves. But, sadly, this is not the first time that we've seen something like this. It's actually very reminiscent of the backlash received by Lil Nas X and Harry Styles over the past few years for, their expressions of gender and sexuality.
Yeah, and Mia, at the end of the day, we're all human and different in so many ways. So if you can't respect somebody for their transition, then what does that say about you as a person in the first place? And honestly, at the end of the day, I'm really just glad that they have so much support at their home so this doesn't get any worse.
I completely agree with that. Smith deserves immense credit for their resilience and determination. And like you said, I am so glad that they do have this strong support system at home that they can lean on to really help them through those tough times and all the negativity they've faced.
And the Grammys performance thing, this is a similar issue we saw with Montero from Lil Nas X. I get some people might not like watching this, but it's not like it's a satanic ritual going on stage. It's art.
Exactly. Well, Dave Bautista is on the big screen yet again, but this time he's not your average superhero. In fact, quite the opposite. In Knock at the Cabin, Bautista plays a peaceful second-grade teacher in a home invasion horror film. This major shift in roles comes as Bautista hinted that his time at Marvel may soon come to an end.
Producer of the thriller M. Night Shyamalan seems to have made the right decision casting Bautista to be in a more dramatic role. After premiering on Friday, Knock at the Cabin finally knocked Avatar: The Way of the Water out of the #1 spot in the box office, making $14.2 million in opening ticket sales.
Now, Leo, thrillers are my absolute favorite genre, so
Great
I'm
pick.
definitely looking forward to seeing this. I mean, Split, Old, The Visit, they all gave me some pretty intense nightmares, so I have no doubt that this will do the same.
And what's with this new thing, Marvel former superheroes becoming great villains? I mean, sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but Chris Evans is masterful in Knives Out in that role, and Bautista's entire persona is so creepy. Enough about villains, though. One of my real-life heroes, former host Liam Crowley, got to speak with M. Night Shyamalan about Bautista's role.
A very humble guy, and self-deprecating, and willing to work extremely hard. And there's good drive to make yourself better, and then there's destructive, where it starts to hold you back. And so just making sure that Dave wasn't holding himself back by not, risking and.
You can always count on Liam to get the inside scoop on anything even remotely related to Marvel.
I'm so proud of Liam. I knew that he would get to this point in his career all the way since he's been on Unpeeled, but now the world knows what Unpeelers have known for years, Mia.
Of course. And when we get back from the break, we continue to break down music's biggest night. Music reporter Alexa Lamalfa and pop culture reporter Lily Evans join us in studio.
All the details on music's biggest night when we come back. Stick around, Unpeelers.
Let's go see your room.
No, that's not right. How was it? Is it good?
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good stir. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
This past Sunday in LA were the Grammys, Hollywood's biggest night for all things music. Our music reporter Alexa Lamalfa and pop culture reporter Lily Evans are here to tell us about the star-studded night. Hi
Thanks
guys.
for having us.
Thank you so much for being here. So, starting off with you, Alexa, two of the biggest Grammy Awards were Song of the Year and Album of the Year, obviously. So, who won, and do you think that they were deserving of those awards?
Absolutely. So Bonnie Raitt won with Just Like That, won Song of the Year, beating artists like Lizzo, Taylor Swift, Adele, and Beyonce. Now, everyone was stunned, even Raitt herself, when she accepted the award. Fans weren't the happiest online, but we got to remember the Grammys are determined by the Recording Academy, not by fans. But Harry Styles is Harry's House won Album of the Year, which I'm really excited. I love Harry Styles, but his acceptance speech did cause a little bit of controversy. You know, he said that this doesn't happen to people like him very often, and people were concerned what he meant by that. So fans think that he because he grew up in a lower income family, raised by a single mother, or just the fact that he's a trailblazer in breaking gender stereotypes. That's what he meant. But historically, Album of the Year does go to white male artists, so we're not really clear what he meant by that.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that confusion. And now, Lily, over to you. What red carpet look really stood out to you? You know, any cool new trends we need to be aware of?
Absolutely, Mia. So 2023 is the year of cool dresses and boys in sparkles. And I just have to say, I'm so here for it. So many stunning dresses on the red carpet on Sunday. We had Adele, Cardi B, Ava Kolker, whose dress I loved. It is that nude and white polka dot dress there. So flattering, so pretty on the carpet. Of course, we had Olivia Rodrigo. She had a black, sheer, more simple, understated dress, but it was very much her vibe and it looked beautiful on stage. And then, of course, I had to put in an honorable mention for Alexa, Harry Styles, in that low-cut, sparkly jumpsuit thing. So cool, so Harry Styles. I was totally here for it. And then MGK, in following a similar path there, he had a little disco ball / Tin Man inspired outfit going on, but all I have to say is if it's good enough for Megan Fox, it's good enough for me.
And I completely agree. So Alexa, back to you. The Grammys, obviously music's biggest night. So can you tell me about some of the best performances that we saw this year?
Absolutely, Mia. So Migos rapper Quavo paid tribute to his late nephew and former bandmate Takeoff by performing next to a solo microphone with Takeoff's chain, which I thought was really touching. But the biggest performance of the night was definitely the 50th hip hop anniversary tribute that had a 23-song medley and had pioneers and legends of hip hop performing. But fun fact, Will Smith was actually supposed to be the guest performer in this medley, but you know, due to scheduling conflicts, he didn't make it to the ceremony. I think it's because of the 2022 Oscars slap situation. But if we got to talk about favorite performance, mine's definitely As It Was by Harry Styles. You know, there was a bit of a technical difficulty that we found out after the show, but watching it back, you would have never known.
Lovely. I mean, I didn't notice any technical difficulty there. So, Lily, who was honored at this year's memoriam ceremony?
Yeah, so the in memoriam ceremony is really beautiful, something that the Grammys does every year to honor those artists that have passed away in the year before. This year we had Loretta Lynn, Naomi Judd, Olivia Newton-John, Takeoff, Twitch, Irene Cara, and Hurricane G. Some standout performances for me would have to be Casey Musgraves for Loretta Lynn. I love Casey. I think she's one of the best female country artists in the industry, so to see her honor someone who really paved the path for people like her was really, really beautiful. And then we had Bonnie Raitt and Sheryl Crow join Fleetwood Mac's Christine McVie with a performance of Songbird, which McVie wrote for their 1977 album Rumors. So, you know, I love Fleetwood Mac, and it is so, so sad to see one of their members pass away. But to see them get this beautiful tribute was very touching.
And that's so important. So for my final question, I just need a real quick answer from you guys. So obviously Beyonce did it again, and I want you to fill me in on how Queen Bee is doing it again. Let's start with you, Alexa, real quick, just your take on Beyonce.
Beyonce won the most Grammys in history with 32 awards. She broke all the records.
Love that. You, Lily?
She's the best. Her and hubby Jay-Z are tied for 88 nominations each, so now it's just a race to the finish line. But I'm rooting for Beyonce.
Guess we're going to have to see who wins. Don't go anywhere. Unpeeler's lifestyle reporter McKenna Manise is joining us to talk about some Black-owned beauty and fashion brands that should be on your radar every day, but especially during Black History Month. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
While we continue to wait on fashion and beauty industries to improve their standards for diversity and inclusion, Black-owned brands have been raising the bar since the beginning. Here to fill you in on all the best products you should know about is our lifestyle reporter, McKenna Manise. McKenna?
Thanks, Mia. We have so much to cover, so let's jump right in with our first category, skincare. We all know about Shea Moisture's fantastic hair care lines, but we can't forget about their skincare. Made with natural ingredients like African black soap, raw honey, and raw shea butter, there's something for every skin type and concern. One of my personal favorites is the African black soap clarifying facial wash and scrub. Next up, founded by Shantae Lundy in 2016, Black Girl Sunscreen was designed to help women of color protect their skin without the white cast that comes with traditional sunscreens. With different formulas for oily, dry, and sensitive skin, there's no reason not to layer on the SPF. Moving on to makeup, we can't do a Black-owned beauty roundup without talking about the queen herself, Ms. Robin Rihanna Fenty. It's no lie that Fenty Beauty changed the industry when it came to creating expansive shade options for all skin types, and Rihanna continues to impress with everything she's done since. I mean, do I really need to convince you on this one? She never misses. Zara Jai Mbaye founded Ami Collet to cater to women with deeply melanated skin. She told Teen Vogue she wanted to create a brand for women of color that fit the my skin look but better. And her skin-enhancing tint does just that. Ami Collet is vegan, cruelty-free, and also features ingredients from Senegal in honor of her roots. Finally, we have to cover fashion. I'll admit I'm new to learning about Farai London, but one look at their collection and I was obsessed. The brand is known for their unique prints and has been worn by celebrities like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. So excuse me while I daydream about wearing this dress on spring break. And last but not least, I'd also like to highlight Target's collaboration with Vogue Global Contributing Editor and Stylist, Gabriella Carifa Johnson. The collaboration just dropped on January 29th and is all under $50, with sizes from extra extra small to 4X. With plenty of fun prints like this, you'll be sure to find joy throughout the collection. There's so many more brands I would have loved to highlight. Shout out to Miss Jessie's for my curls today, but that's all the time I've got. Let's continue to celebrate Black-owned brands this month and every month after.
So important to support those businesses year-round. Thank you, McKenna. Now, moving on to DC Comics, they have a new timeline that's been creating all the buzz in the film universe lately and left fans both happy and sad. Here to break it down and to save the day is our super film reporter, Allie Swenson. Allie, so great to be here with you. And now, let's get right into it because I have to know, what is the most important information that DC revealed in this announcement?
So as fans, we were hit with so much information at one time. I mean, it was a bit hard to keep up with as like an amateur DC watcher, as I say I am. But honestly, I feel like there was a lot of excitement surrounding this announcement. So basically what they said was that they released a 10-year plan all at once, which shoots for 2 films a year and also 2 TV shows a year on HBO Max, which is really exciting because HBO Max is really on the up when it comes to different companies like Netflix and Hulu streaming services like that, excuse me. They also mentioned that there will be no more DCEU, which stands for DC Extended Universe, which includes Suicide Squad, Black Adam, Justice League, and Man of Steel. It'll just be the DCU. There's no more any extra stuff like that. This plan did not include shows currently in production on other streaming platforms, such as the CW has Gotham Knights, and then there's also The Sandman, which was recently renewed for its 2nd season on Netflix.
Wow, that's a lot to take in for me. I don't know about DC fans, so I have to know those fans, how long are they going to have to wait for some of these new releases you were talking about?
So most of the new releases are like TBD, but honestly, we have some exciting ones coming up in 2023. So we have the 2nd Shazam movie, which is supposed to come out in around March. We also have the new Flash movie, which is going to be a standalone movie in June. We also have another Aquaman movie, which is I'm excited for personally, but it's not supposed to be released until late 2023. And we also have a new Batman movie coming in 2025, which I'm really excited about. Yay!
I'm very excited as well about the Batman movie. Now, very quickly here, what movie do you think will resonate the most with fans?
Oh, I definitely think it'll be the Batman. I mean, I love Robert Pattinson. Who doesn't want to see him as the Batman again? Like, I'm so excited for that. There's also the standalone Flash movie, which I'm really excited to hear about.
Wow, so much movie-wise. I know you'll be there to cover it once these all start coming around, but we're going to move on, and my heart continues to go on, as does this film. After the break, industry reporter Alana Epstein will tell us about a true classic that is making a return to theaters.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life. They were with you when you felt unbreakable. With you that time you felt felt most alone. And with you when you realized you would never be. They were with you when you shared your love with the world. And with you when she became your world. Your girls have never left you. They're still with you right now. But how well do you know them? Knowing your breasts can save your life.
Stem is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and you might want to consider spending it at the movie theater. Our industry beat reporter Ilana Epstein is here to tell us about a classic movie coming back to theaters just in time for the holiday. Ilana?
Well, thank you, Mia. What if I told you one of the most well-known movies ever is coming back to theaters just in time for the holiday, in 3D? Yes, you heard that correctly. I mean, in other words, Rose promised Jack she would never let go, and so apparently we aren't either. You see where I'm going with this? The classic 1997 film Titanic is coming back to theaters tomorrow in 3D to celebrate the 25th year anniversary of its release. The film, which stars Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio, is the third highest grossing movie of all time. Directed by James Cameron, the film tells the story of Rose and Jack who fall madly in love on the maiden voyage of the Titanic. And while the characters are sadly not real, it is based on a true story. It has been 110 years since the Titanic sank, and still the story is fascinating. Now, whether you're a Titanic lover or not, this movie is incredible and gives viewers a deeper look into what life on the ship was like. James Cameron also paid very close attention to detail when directing it. All scenes taking place on the ship add up to 2 hours and 40 minutes, which is in fact the same amount of time the Titanic took to sink in real life. Interesting, right? Now, 25 years since one of the biggest movies ever is a huge deal, and the movie being re-released isn't the only thing exciting going on. The documentary Titanic 25 Years Later with James Cameron aired on Sunday and is now streaming on Hulu leading up to the big movie premiere this weekend. And the documentary answers the most debated question with the film. The widely popular theory that Jack could have indeed survived was put to the test. Cameron and a team of scientists had 2 stunt people test out different scenarios. Take a look.
What we saw was that he got up on there and he immediately went into the really strong shaking, shivering.
Now, I'm not going to spoil it, but I do recommend you watch. In my opinion, this movie will never get old. I will say I saw the documentary and already bought my ticket for Titanic, and I think Mia and Leo are also really excited for this movie to be back in theaters. I mean, forget Jack and Rose. Leo and Mia are the new stars. They definitely should be starring in the original.
Thanks, Alana. Breaking the news, yes, Unpeelers, I will be stepping away to play young Leo in his upcoming biopic. But let's move on. In September of 2021, audiences became invested in the Netflix original Squid Game. The Korean show with the thrilling, dangerous twist on classic children's games. Yes, we all want a season 2, but does it have to be reality? Our reality TV reporter Riley Lucetta is here to give us all the information. Riley, thank you so much for joining me here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I got to get right into this, right? Because we got to get some background here. What is Squid Game and how was it reinvented?
Yes, so Squid Game is a Korean show that had massive success on Netflix in the United States a few years back. And it's basically a competition where contestants compete in children's games in order to win a big prize of money. Now, Netflix has reinvented this show to be a reality television show where there's going to be 456 contestants, and they're going to be vying to win $4.56 million, which is the most amount of money in any TV show history to be won. So stakes are very high.
Wow, that is crazy. So much money, I can't even contemplate it. But what were some of the issues with production on this show?
Yes, so the main issues with production was that cast members didn't really know what they were getting themselves into. The show was filmed in Bedfordshire, England, in the peak of winter, and a lot of the contestants didn't know how much time they were going to be spending on their feet in the outdoors. They weren't allowed to wear any jackets or any sort of winter gear, and the medics had to be called multiple times. A lot of contestants have come out and said that producers did not allow the medics to come onto set because they didn't want to ruin the footage. And a lot of contestants have also talked about how they feel as if the show was rigged and unfair because a lot of influencers were contestants on the show and were allowed to get more screen time, had more of a chance of winning the cash prize, and a lot of people felt as if this wasn't fair from the beginning.
Wow, so a rigged show and blocking medical professionals, that is a lot of craziness. Now, how has Netflix, have they made a statement over this?
Yes, so Netflix has made a statement, and they were talking about how 3 people actually have to get medical training assistance, but they claimed that it was all very mild and everything was okay on set.
Wow, it sounds like this show has been chaotic. I'll make sure to come back to you if we hear anything more. But coming up, when we come back, we're gonna be talking about the craziest animal story you've ever heard, and it's now a movie. Find out everything after the break.
You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Welcome back, Unpeelers. Here's a headline I thought I would never read. A movie about a bear that consumes cocaine is coming to theaters February 24th. That's not all of it. It gets crazier, though. This is based off a true story.
That's right, Leo. The dark comedy film based on a true story of an American black bear in Georgia that ate 88 pounds of cocaine and went on a wild rage. The bear was given the name Pablo Escobar. All right, I first saw an ad for this on Hulu and immediately thought that, it was going to be like a Sharknado type of wild, unbelievable film.
Totally.
But then I found out that it's actually based on a true story.
Mia, I'm bewildered. I don't know if I can laugh. You're telling me out of all of the crazy concept films released in the past year alone, Cocaine Bear has the most real-life application? The world will never cease to amaze me.
I mean, and just when you think it can't get any crazier, a theater in Kentucky is actually putting the real-life taxidermied bear on display inside the theater. Who taxidermied it? When did that happen? Where has it been for the past, 40 years?
So many more questions. I do know, though, Mia, I have 2 reasons now to go to Kentucky. Obviously, Jack Harlow. You knew I was going to bring it up. And then to see this cocaine bear.
Of course. So we'll get down there one day. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have tonight on Unpeeled. Make sure to check us out on our socials at CitrusTVE on Twitter and at Unpeeled_Syracuse on Instagram. I'm Mia MacGregor.
And I'm Leo Silverman. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week, Unpeelers.